good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Eureka Archery. So I did some modification to the Manau Rattan longbow, and the modification that was done is I have now put some backing on it. This is a very typical Sarawakian tribal design. It's a fabric backing, and I've also added some rattan binding on the handle and polish up the horn a little bit. So now this is how the longbow looks like. The Manau Rattan English bow, or rather English longbow inspired bow. So the bow now pulls 30 pounds at 28 inches. This is how it looks like. So we're gonna shoot some arrows that direction using the Three Brothers Carbon 500 spine arrows. Actually, it will be much better with a 700 spine arrow, but this is what I have. Okay, so we're just going to shoot at a very close distance first, approximately 7 meters, just to show you how the bow shoots. And the camera is up close so that you can see how the bow is bending. So let's go. So far, 2 arrows grouped at the same place. Okay, so let's take a look together at how the arrow is placed at a very short distance. So not too bad at all. Some close-ups of the bow. Now let's retrieve these arrows and shoot again. Okay, so now we've gone further back a little bit. The target now is at about 10 meters. So we'll be shooting the carbon arrows again. So here's how it looks like. Hope I don't hit the roof. Yep, that definitely hits the roof. That's a problem with longbows. Okay, so just some remarks about the bow. So this is a proof of concept of using the Manau Rattan to make a longbow design. So far, it does have some challenges, especially considering that the thickness is a bit difficult to get a consistent taper throughout. But we managed to do it with just using simple hand tools. The bow design in itself is very straightforward, very simple. This is how the bow draw profile looks like. There are no additional pieces on the handle part. That's just one piece Manau Rattan, and if you can see here, this is actually buffalo horn that is carved and shaped into this point that you see here. Same thing with the bottom side of the bow. The bottom horn is a little bit shorter and stockier, whereas the top one is a little bit more elongated. So some close-ups on the patterns, you can see there, and the handle all the way down here. So I do hope to make more of these bows, but most importantly I need to make sure that there is demand for it. So if you'd like to know how this bow is made, I hope that any one of you who are interested to buy this bow, please do so that it can actually fund our next bow project, which will then be build along video. So that's how the bow looks like. Again, just to reiterate the story, this bow design is inspired by the English longbow, which is mainly a stick and a string. And this idea came when a friend of mine, a good old friend of mine, Mr. Colin from the UK, he was here in Malaysia just last month for the Bowyer International Historical Archery Festival, and he showed me his longbow. And I looked at it, and I believe that, well, something similar can be made from rattan, and this is the bow as a proof of concept. Not exactly 100% replica of a longbow, it is a tad bit shorter, and with this length, roughly less than 6 feet, about 5 feet and a half or less, it draws 30 pounds. If I want to make it even higher poundage, I will have to find thicker rattan or shortening the bow itself. But I do hope to keep it as long as possible and to make sure that it is classified as a longbow. So we'll do some more shooting and then I'll share with you my final verdict. Okay, let's shoot some more. I think 500 spine is a tad bit too stiff for this bow. Last arrow. So just a little close-up details of the Manau Rattan longbow. So you can see there, I've used some rattan binding for the handles, and the fabric here is actually Borneo batik, something that we've been doing with our rattan bows. The first time I'm doing it now on a longbow design. And of course, this is the close-up of the horn. Very difficult to shape and make it smooth like this with hands or hand tools. Takes a lot of work, and the limb itself is tapered gradually from the handle. I'm just using normal the Dacron string, not a Flemish twist, but just a standard bowstring with very small loops. And there it is. You can see it there, the close-up details and design. what do I think about the Manau Rattan English longbow inspired bow? I think it definitely have some potential. Ultimately, in history, probably the people of Malaysia, Borneo were possibly using these kind of bow designs. I wouldn't know about the knocks. This is a very English aesthetic for longbows, but in itself, a simple Manau Rattan can be shaped into a functional bow. So if you're interested about this kind of bows or in archery in general, head on over to Eureka Archery. We're both on Facebook, on Instagram, and of course on YouTube. So hopefully we'll have a build along video for this bow design. Till next time, my name is Manau Rattan and be an archer today.